Audio Renaissance presents Starburst by Robin Pilcher, read for you by John Lee.
Walking around Edinburgh in late July, you'll likely feel the first vibrations of the earthquake that is festival time, which shakes the city throughout August and into September. You may hear reference to an Edinburgh Festival, but this is really an umbrella term for 6 separate festivals, all taking place around the same time. The best known and oldest of these is the Edinburgh International Festival. The festival was founded in 1947 when Europe was recovering from World War II. Festival founders believed that some event was needed to draw the continent together and provide a platform for the flowering of the human spirit. In recent years, the festival has drawn as many as 400,000 people to Edinburgh, with acts by world-renowned music, opera, theatre and dance performers filling all the major venues in the city. Edinburgh Festival time can fill almost any artistic need. Edinburgh in August is an experience you are unlikely to forget. The New York Times. Chapter 1. The confetti was a bit of a mystery. 2 weeks after the wedding, and the multicolored flakes still kept appearing in every room of the flat. Sometimes they materialized in force under the new king-sized bed, or piled up in small drifts behind the television in the sitting room. Other times no more than a single fragment floated delicately on toaster thermals around the kitchen. At first, despite the need to vacuum every room on a daily basis, its presence had given Tess a warming sense of fulfillment, a constant reminder of everything that had happened on her big day. But now, as she pulled the polo-neck jersey from the top shelf of her wardrobe and a fresh flurry drifted down onto the polished floorboards of the bedroom, she felt it was all becoming a bit of an inconvenience, and, like thawing snow, it had been around too long. Tess had a sneaking suspicion that it was Alan who was to blame for it all. She had visions of him tiptoeing about the flat, sprinkling the tissue petals around like love dust so as to keep the spirit of their wedding day alive. But when she had broached the subject on the previous morning as he stood stark naked shaving in front of the full-length bathroom mirror, he had rather disappointingly denied the whole idea. "Nice thought, Angel," mouth to the left as he scraped away at the right cheek. "But I'm afraid it's not been me." Chin pulled down for more scraping under nose. "Probably like sand after being on a beach." Turns to look at newly wedded wife with perfectly formed shaving foam goatee and gesticulates with razor in hand. "You know, you find it between your toes and in your belly button and other places for days afterwards." That had been enough for Tess. The thought of other places had cut any notion of romantic frivolity from her mind. Seated on the edge of the bed, Tess pulled on her brown leather calf-length boots, wrestled the legs of her jeans over them, and then got up and walked over to open the wooden shutters on one of the room's tall sash-framed windows. Her spirits, which had been flying at Learjet height since the wedding, sank a little when she looked out onto another grey day in the Scottish capital. She could tell by the movement of the leafless trees just visible up by Heriot Row, and by the way the pedestrians on the pavement below walked up Dundas Street, clutching their coats closed at the neck, that the wind was coming from the north, sweeping cold and unguarded across the Firth of Forth. Spring is a season that's lost its reason, she thought to herself. The beginning of May, and it could as well be February. An icy draught sought out a space at the side of the ancient window frame, surrounding her with a chill that made her shiver and clasp her hands under her armpits. It was about the one thing, being married, that she regretted, having to leave her cosy little tenement block flat in West College Street and move here to Alan's great barn of a place, situated in the infinitely smarter New Town. Tess picked up her mobile from the bedside table and thumbed a couple of buttons. She held it to her ear as she pulled on her woolen jacket and shouldered the strap of her laptop case. When Alan eventually answered, his greeting was unintelligible through a mouthful of food. "It's me," Tess said, picking up her keys from the table in the hallway. She heard Alan swallow. "I know. Your name came up. Sex maniac." "It does not say that." "No, you're right. It says Mrs. Goodwin." The name change was something else Tess was having.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?